we're back live here to the Stan Sheriff Center. Some of the pregame festivities taking place. And we're just about ready for the Sears starting lineup. And now let's go to our PA announcer, Ben Kaina.
Aloha ahi ahi, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The Aloha State welcomes the best fans to the Stan Sheriff Center on the campus of the University of Hawaii, majestic Manoa, for the 2004 National Invitation Tournament. Tonight's second round game features from the Big 12 Conference, the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers. And representing the Western Athletic Conference, your University of Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Introducing the Nebraska starting lineup. At forward, a 6'11" senior from Hubbard, Ohio, number 20, Brian Conklin. At forward, a 6'9" junior from Council Bluffs, Iowa, number 44, John Turek. At guard, a 6'1" senior from Kansas City, Kansas, number 4, Nate Johnson. At guard, a 6-foot junior from Annapolis, Maryland, number 10, Marcus Neal Jr. And at guard, a 6'4" junior from Lincoln, Nebraska, number 12, Jake Muehlheisen. The head coach for the Cornhuskers is Barry Collier. A 6'8" senior from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, number 2, Phil Martin. At forward, a 6'9" sophomore from Kailua, Oahu, number 41, Julian Sansley. Center, a 6'10" senior from Rishon LeZion, Israel, number 14, Shimanovich. At guard, a 5'10" senior from Gary, Indiana, number 13, Jason Carter. And at guard, a 6'4" senior from Salem, Oregon, number 24, Michael Kubler. The head coach for your Rainbow Warriors is Riley Wallace.
And that was your Sears starting lineup. Thank you to Ben Kaina. And look at that. Almost a packed house. Of course, this is a 6 o'clock start. And people are just making their way into the Stan Sheriff Center. Dave?
And of course, it is the whiteout that we've been talking about. They asked the fans to come out in the white shirts to support the team. They only do this on the big games. And so far, they are 3-0 in those big games. So not a bad time to pull out the white shirts from the faithful at the Stan Sheriff Center.
A lot of white out there. I might have to wear sunglasses for the remainder part of this game. Hey, Nebraska comes in with some quality wins. Of course, they play in the Big 12 Conference. They had big wins against Missouri, number 25 Texas Tech, number 12 Kansas. That was on national television. And then they lost in overtime to number 7 Oklahoma State. Even though they were only 6-10 in the conference, they played some quality basketball this season.
And of course, they started the season 10-1. That was the best start in a long time for the Cornhuskers. So a very dangerous team.
Okay, that'll be Turek and Sensley at the jump circle, and We are underway here, the second round of the NIT. Michael Kubler with the ball, hands it back off to Carter. Carter over to Kubler. Nebraska goes into a zone, man-to-man defense, into the corner to Sensley. Sensley goes inside to Shimonovich, back outside to Martin. Martin with the short jumper, no good, off the back of the rim. Sensley will pick it up, he's beyond the arc now. They'll set it up again, new 35 shot clock. Carter. Kubler gets free. Off the side of the rim, rebound by Conklin. Here comes Nebraska. And Muehlheisen up, and it doesn't go. Fight for the rebound. That's Johnson in the middle, and it looked like, and he did. Turnover, Nate Johnson. It looks early on at Nebraska, usually not a running team. They want to run with the Rainbows.
That's right, usually they're big guys, the forward spot up behind the three-point line. And speaking of threes, look at that.
Jason Carter picking up where he left off at Utah State. He went 3 for 4 at beyond the arc there. And he gets Hawaii on the board with a 3-0 lead. This is Muehlheisen, the junior. Gives it up to Conklin. This is the 6'11" guy. Conklin, who likes to shoot the 3, sets a pick for Johnson. Inside to Turek. No place to go. Great defense. Slashing inside is Johnson. Scramble for the ball on the court. And it's a tie-up on the court. Possession arrow. And Nebraska will retain the basketball.
8 seconds! Nate! 8 seconds!
8 seconds left to go on the must-shoot clock. Good defense early on by the Rainbow Warriors. Conklin inbounds, throws it outside to Turek. Turek with a little pump fake. Outside to Johnson, 3-point off the front of the rim. Shimon over to the rebound. Rainbows pushing it up. Carter drive inside to Sensley. Sensley with a short jumper. He gets the hoop and the harm.
Jason Sensley getting a good early start there for the Rainbow Warriors. Against Utah State, he had 12 points and 9 rebounds, just one shy of a double-double. Take another look at this, just elevating, gets tapped on the elbow. He will go to the line to see if he can make it a 3-point play. The Kalaheo star back in town, making things happen for the Rainbow Warriors.
And it's a 3-point play for Sensley, and quickly, it is a 6-0 Hawaii lead. Glad you're with us across the 50th state. OC16 continuing exclusive coverage of the Rainbows in the National Invitation Tournament. This is Neal. Outside the Conklin. Wanted to take the 3, steps in, pulls up, hits about a 17-footer. That's the 6'11" shooter that we were talking about. Brian Conklin, a 53% shooter from the field. More dangerous is he's 57% from the 3-point land. Martin up top to Carter. 3 on the way. Off the back of the iron. Martin scrambling for the rebound. Can't come up with it. Here comes Johnson and the Huskers. Inside to Turek. Turek wide open. He gets the hoop and the foul.
That does not want to run.
Huskers pushing the ball up there in a controlled fashion, getting it down low and have a chance for their own 3-point play. It's interesting that they are pushing the ball up because we thought they would be tired from all of that. Let's see how long they can keep up that pace.
That foul is going to be on number 13, Jason Carter. That is his first team foul.
Good job, Johnny!
Turek completes the 3-point play. 6-5. We're early on here in the first half between Hawaii, the Western Athletic Conference, and Nebraska, the Big 12. Kubler can't find the range yet. Sensley comes down to the rebound. And the Rainbows will set it up again. Shimonovich wants to go baseline, pushing his way, loses the ball, and draws the foul.
Big Daddy taking charge down low. He should have success down there. Nebraska is really a 3-guard, 2-forward team.
And John Turek was a little upset about that. And for Turek, that is his second personal foul. In fact, this is a guy who's very prone to foul trouble. He's fouled out in 8 games this season. Shimonovich with the first of 2. He's a 56% free throw shooter. Last week against Utah State, 8 points on 4 of 9 shooting, 5 rebounds. Andrew Drevo into the game for Turek. Andrew Drevo, number 50, that's the 6'9" that we were talking about at the top of the show. This guy can shoot lights out as well. A 31% three-point shooter, 46 from the field. And he's not afraid. He'll put it up from 20, 25 feet. This is Neal, guarded by Carter. Inside, back out to Conklin. The three-point shooter, air ball. Pulled down by Carter. Pointing where he wants his man. Drives inside, comes back out. Oh, and the crowd gets on it. All 10,200.
Jason Carter just has that bit of extra flash when he plays, Russ.
He was pointing to a spot and there was nobody there. Back outside to Carter. Penetrates inside. Ball kicked away. Here come the Huskers. That's Neal. Neal wants to run. Kicks it out to the side to Conklin. Conklin. That's the three-point shooter. Johnson can shoot as well. Great defense. Oh, left alone inside is Jake Muehlheisen. And Muehlheisen lays it up and in. And Hawaii holding on now to a slight 8-7 lead. Simonovic kicks it back out the side to Carter. Carter with a second three-point attempt, and he nails it. Check that, his third three-point attempt, and he's 2 of 3 from behind the arc.
Riley Wallace said that Carter has been confident in his shot lately, not afraid to put up the three-point ball. And it shows. This off there for Nebraska, though, on the three-point ball.
We talked about it early, but Hawaii should come up with more rebounds on this smaller team because their big men play away from the basket. Very important for Hawaii to pick up offensive rebounds. Carter over to Sensley, steps back, won't go. This is Neal. Muehlheisen, Drevo, drains it. Andrew Drevo, a 6'8", 250-pound senior from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Drevo averaging 11 points per game, the second best scorer on the team for the Cornhuskers. A big guy that likes to shoot.
Timeout on the court. 15:05 left to go in this first half. Hawaii with a slight 2-point advantage. Corner of Ala Moana Boulevard and Cook Street, or call 596-8844. Let's go Bows, courtesy of the Bike Factory. Of course, the winner of this game goes to the third round, and we do have a final from Ann Arbor, Michigan. The Michigan Wolverines beat the Oklahoma Sooners 63-52. That is a final from Ann Arbor. So the winner of this game will move on to the third round to face the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor, Michigan. In fact, of course, Nebraska has its bags packed, ready to go because they're leaving tonight no matter what, win or lose. But the Rainbow Warriors also came into this game with their bags packed in the locker room, and they're ready to take off as soon as this game is over. Back to live action now. Simonovic over to Cuban. Inside to Martin. Martin with the short baseline jumper doesn't go. And a leaping rebound by Johnson. Johnson spins in the lane. Crowd run and walk. They're not going to get it. And that's Drevo with a baseline jumper. And for Drevo, he's got 4 points already. Leading scorer on the Cornhusker team. Martin inside to Simonovic. Posting up Drevo. Puts it inside. Draws the foul.
There you go. Once again, you talked about Drevo being prone to fouling. Big Daddy down low, picking up one for the Rainbow Warriors. Take another look at it. Spin move. Seals his man, goes up. He gets enough on the arm there to get the foul.
In fact, both of their big guys, Drevo and Turek, are prone to committing fouls and having to sit at length on the bench. In last week's game against Niagara, Drevo with 4 personal fouls, and John Turek also with 4 personal fouls. So it might be something that Riley Wallace wants to exploit here. Get those big guys in foul trouble, put them on the bench. So here, Nebraska's big guys are their shooters. Conklin, Drevo, Turek.
Speaking of which, those big guys that like to shoot from the outside, 0 for 3 in three-pointers. Make that 0 for 4. This is a team that led the Big 12 in made three-point attempts. UH, meanwhile, is 2 for 4 on their three-point tries.
Another air ball by Drivo. And here come the Rainbows. Shimonovich up top of the key to Carter. Carter wants to go off the screen to Kubler for 3. Doesn't go, but Shimonovich is right there for the rebound. Outside to Martin. Martin to Carter for 3. And Carter is on fire from three-point land. 3 of 4 from behind the arc. 9 points already. Drivo inside, high off the glass and in. Drivo becoming a threat to the Bows early on. 6 points for Drivo. As Nebraska is shooting 54% from the field. High alley-oop pass to Little Carter. 5'10" Michael Carter with the alley-oop on the pass from Sensley.
Jason Carter. Would have been the touchdown again if it was Michael Carter.
Too many Carters went to UH.
Well, the thing is, they were all great athletes, so it's easy to confuse them in that sense. Take another look at the replay. Who says you can't be 5'10" and dunk the ball? You just got to have hops like Jason Carter, the senior, making things happen. You know he has to like that to try and extend his season.
Hey, I'm 5'10", Dave, and I can't dunk the ball like that. Then my name is not Carter. Okay, substitution in for Hawaii. Jason Carter takes a seat. Logan Lee, he'll run the point. Also into the game, senior Paul Jasinkas. That's Drivo. Can't connect. Sensley with the rebound. Here comes Lee. Looking over the defense. Nebraska in a man-to-man defense. Down inside to Sensley. Lee wants to shoot. Hangs in the air. 15 on the shot clock. Lee calling out the play. Good defense by Nebraska. One of the leaders in defense in the Big 12 Conference. Here's Kubler for 3. Off the rim. Little hold going on there. No call. Into the game also. Charles Richardson, number 3 for Nebraska, as both teams made substitutions. Also into the game for Nebraska, Corey Sims, their defensive specialist. That's Kubler coming up with the steal. Nebraska turning over the ball. Sensley, inside pass to Jasinkas. Sensley driving inside, little fall-away jumper, off the front of the rim. Here comes Richardson, guarded by Lee. 11:57 left to go here in the first half. 18-13, a Hawaii lead. This is Nate Johnson, their senior. Slipped on the court. Drivo kicks it back out to Sims. Sims leaves it for Conklin for 3. And Conklin buries it from the corner. Brian Conklin, we talked about it, 50% three-point shooter. He is deadly.
Deadly leads the Cornhuskers in three-pointers made with 60. Make that 61 now.
Alley-oop to Sensley. And he throws it down. Great pass by Kubler to Sensley. That's 2 alley-oops thus far. Rainbows taking advantage of a lot of backdoor plays. Here's Drivo on the drive. Inside to Sims. Sims puts it up, can't go. Jasinkas, the senior, playing in his last game here at the Stan Sheriff Center, comes down with the rebound. Kubler. Inside. To Sensley, and he draws the foul. The foul is on number 21, Corey Sims. That is his first personal, 4th team foul. Sensley in the act of shooting, and he'll be shooting 2. Sensley connects on the first one. Into the game for Hawaii, number 34, that's Jeff Blackett. Phil Martin taking a seat. In for Nebraska, number 11, Wes Wilkinson. He's a 6'9" forward And also Jason DeRusso. He's a 6'5" guard. Sensley, the second one, and he connects. 22-16, 10:44 left to go in this opening half of the second round of the NIT. You're watching it on OC16.
Plant. So you're talking about spirit. That guy right there has got UH spirit going on. You know, we keep all types of stats in this besides points in the paint, where Hawaii is just dominating down low with 12 to Nebraska's 4. Not surprising since Hawaii has the big men down low, but also in the all-important alley-oop dunks category, Hawaii is leading that to 2 to none from Nebraska.
Also 3-point field goals, and Nebraska 1 for 5. UH 3 for 6, shooting 50%. Of course, Nebraska came in shooting about 38% from behind the arc. Nebraska can't convert on its time down the court. Here come the Rainbows. Kubler dreams it. Michael Kubler with a 2-pointer. Of course, Kubler with a big game on the road in Utah last week, Wednesday, 28 points on 10 of 17 shooting. He blistered the Aggies. This is Wilkerson. Back out to Driebel, into the corner. And you can just see, Dave, just how easy Kubler is just stroking the ball.
He is the shooter. He's missed a couple from long range, but you just got to keep putting them up. This is a guy that's averaging 23 points per game in 3 career NIT games. He likes this atmosphere for sure.
The shooter just needs to shoot. Scramble inside for the ball. That's Sims with it. High off the glass and in. Corey Sims, a 6'5" forward from St. Louis, Missouri. Averaging about 5 points a game. We mentioned he was the defensive specialist for the Husker team. Voted last year the most outstanding defensive player, voted by the teammates.
Now this is the Nebraska defense that they're supposed to play in your face and get it up close to the Rainbows.
That's Blackett with his first shot. And Blackett, the kid who set Logan, Utah on fire in his return to his native state, hits for 2 in Hawaii with a 26-18 lead.
Blackett picking up where he left off when he had 18 points when he went home.
Bad pass by Nebraska. Hawaii wants to run. Richardson messing with Logan Lee. Out to Kubler for 3. Got it! Kubler diving long distance. And he connects. And the place goes wild.
I believe that's 92 career UH three-pointers for Kubler. Stroking it. He does have the single-season record for most trays. 92 right there. He's just stopping, finding a spot, and putting it up, unconscious.
You know, Dave, before the Utah State game, I talked to him about his shooting woes. And he said, yeah, it was a lot of mental things. It wasn't mechanically. I mean, this kid has been shooting, you know, shots all his life. But he just said it was something mental, and he really came out of it against Utah State, and he's picking it up right here. Today's game brought to you by Taco Bell. When you crave that zesty south of the border flavor, come on and spice it up. To find out what's hot and download money-saving coupons, just go to TacoBellHawaii.com and click your way to some great food. Back to live action. Nebraska wanted to try the alley-oop to DeRusso. Can't get it to fall. And it was a foul on Jeff Blackett. And for Blackett, that's his first personal, 4th team foul. DeRusso, 45% from the line. Only averages about 12 minutes a game. And DeRusso makes it 29-20, Hawaii out in front. Quick pass to Jasinkas. Down low to Sensley. Jasinkas. Back out to Kubler. Kubler calling the play. Jasinkas to Sensley. Sensley to Black. Inside to Jasinkas. Oh, what a cutting move! Paul Jasinkas, the seldom used senior, slashes inside. And Hawaii with an 11-point height advantage.
Hawaii's flex motion offense where they got those screens and cuts working well for the Rainbow Warriors on that play.
Drive inside by Jason DeRusso. He'll pick up a foul. On the replay here. Great cut by Jasenkis as he'll get the pass. A no-look almost by Blackett. Lays it up the glass and in. Jasenkis. Averaging about 6 minutes per game. Certainly getting a lot of work here tonight. An 11 record for the Rainbows. Their 6th NIT appearance. And you know what, Dave? They got a pretty good record at home. 5-1.
That's right, in games that they host here in the NIT. Both teams, as far as money, talk about Rachel's reliable tax service. Both teams shooting money from the field right now. 53% from both teams, but yet Hawaii leads this game by 9.
Similar output what we saw in the game last week, Dave, at Logan, Utah, where the Rainbows came out shooting a blistering 65% from the field in the first half. Into the lineup is Bob Nash, number 33, taking over for Kubler. Nash inside the lead. Lead to Blackett. Blackett drops it. Blackett 2 for 2 from the field. And he's got 4 points.
Blackett well on his way to the average of 7.5 points. He usually puts up a game for the Rainbow Warriors.
Substitution in for Nebraska. Turek is back in. He's their 6'9" forward. Of course, Turek playing with 2 personal fouls. There's a foul call down on Julian Sensley. For Sensley, that's his 2nd personal. And he'll take a seat. Into the game, Chaim Shimonovich. Paul Jasenkis going to the bench. And also seeing for the first time here in the postseason by Dotas Pachukas. A 6'7" guard forward junior from Lithuania. Here's Conklin, the 3-point specialist, in and out of the rim. Ball goes out of bounds. And just by the reaction of the 10,000 here at the Stone Sheriff Center, Nebraska retains possession.
Did you think the reaction would be anything else from the hometown crowd than off that 3-pointer?
While we were away, DeRusso hit for Nebraska. It's a 33-24 Hawaii lead. 6:45 left to go in this first half. Pachukas guarded by Johaisen. Lee to Nash, wanted to shoot, pulls up. He's guarded by DeRusso. Over to Blackett, of course, that great game at Utah State. Bobby Nash seeing his first NIT action here. Logan Lee. Nash inside the 3-point line, doesn't go. Rebound taken down by the Huskers. Johnson. Johaisen. That's Turek. Nice little head fake guarded by Shimonovich. Shimonovich coming up with a good tip. And Shimonovich with a rebound. Rainbows are running. Pachukas goes baseline. Back outside to Shimonovich. Head fake by Shimonovich. Backs up his man. Off the glass. No good. Rebound by Shimonovich. Can't find the ball. Coming up with a loose ball is Johnson. Johnson goes the other way. Johnson with a little head fake. Spinning move inside the lane. And a traveling call. That's the 5th turnover by Nebraska. And Shimonovich working hard on the boards.
4 rebounds for Big Daddy down low.
Hawaii winning the turnover battle thus far. Nebraska, a 57% shooter from the field when he's in there, averaging about 4 points a game. There's Conklin. A rare drive inside by Conklin. Blocked by Blackett. Here come the Rainbows. With a no-look pass, this corner to Pachukas, and Pachukas lays it in. Oh, baby, what a show!
Hawaii on a great roll energy. Look at this, showtime.
No-look pass to Fidonis Pachucas. Off the glass and in. And a lot of people, including ourselves here at the bench, can't believe that pass. Watch Carter. Oh! And a great dish to Pachucas.
But all of that, Russ, starting out with the great defense down low. Blackett and Simonovic just too much down low for the Cornhuskers at this point.
Jason Carter, 4 of 5 from the field, including 3 of 4 from three-point land. He's got 2 assists. You just saw his most spectacular run of the night, a total of 11 points. As he is showing that he is deserving of a starting role. He started 6 games thus far. Logan Lee doing most of the starting throughout the season. Down the stretch, Riley Wallace going with Jason Carter to handle the rock and dish it off, and he's scoring as well. Here comes Nebraska now. Johnson, the senior, the leading scorer, and he shows you why as he tangles the twine from three-point land. Johnson, 13-point average. His high, season high, 25 versus the Minnesota Golden Gophers earlier this year. That's the deficit to 10. Carter to Simonovic up top. Guarded by Turek. Here's Kubler. Over to the corner for Carter for 3! Oh, Carter! Carter is unconscious! 4 of 5 from beyond the arc. 14 points in the first half by Carter. 40-27, Hawaii on top.
Carter already passed the 13 points he had at Utah State. This is a very good thing, obviously, for the Rainbow Warriors, Russ.
Inside to Turek. The guy playing with 2 fouls. There's a foul down low. And this won't be on Turek. He'll go to the line. Foul will be on number 14, Chaim Simonovic. That's his second personal foul. 6th team foul for Hawaii. And quickly into the game for Simonovic. Will take a seat. Will be Milo Zivanovic.
Good substitution by Riley Wallace. Obviously, he doesn't want to get his big man his 3rd foul just before halftime. About 3:49 left to play in this game for the Rainbow Warriors.
Milo saw about 4 minutes of action up at Utah State as Turek can't hit the free throw. Surprising thing, this is one of the most improved teams in the Big Ten when it comes to free throw shooting. Oh, wild pass by Carter. Saved by Kubler. Kubler guarded by Johnson. Kubler, penetration inside. He goes right past Johnson and lays it up and in. Kubler, 7 points thus far.
That's a big reason why he was the WAC's second leading scorer. He can shoot from the outside, but when he has to, he can take it in.
Saying of a little matchup problem that he has with Nate Johnson. Johnson driving inside, trying to penetrate, and he'll draw the foul. Foul is on Jason Carter. That's his second personal. Dave, I was talking about free throws. You know, in last year, Nebraska was ranked 11th in the Big 12 in free throw percentage. You know, they shot free throws for 1 hour a day for 4 days a week on their own time. And you know what? The practice really paid off because the team improved from one of the worst to one of the best in the conference, where they ranked 2nd in the Big 12 with 72% from the line. Nate Johnson, a 87% free throw shooter, the 6'2" senior from Kansas City, Kansas. He's a JC transfer, and he can't connect in the second one. Zivanovic with the rebound. Gives it to Lee. Quick pass inside to a wide open Blackett, and Blackett throws it down.
That is Jeff Blackett's game right there. He goes strong every time he has the ball down low in the paint, getting their fans excited here at the whiteout at the Stan Sheriff Center.
You know, Blackett had a lot of motivation to play up in Logan, Utah, because his family and friends, about 40 of them, were playing. And Turek is going to be called for an offensive foul, and for Turek, that's his third personal. We talked about his foul trouble. He fouled out of 8 games this season, almost a third of the games that Nebraska has played. As we see Jason Carter getting a little first aid there in the corner. 2:39 left to go. First half. NIT second round. Hawaii on top, 44-30. Many shrimp dishes along with baby back ribs, steak, a great kids menu, and now a low carb menu for those watching their carbohydrate intake. Bubba Gump Shrimp Factory, Alabama Center, 4th floor, right next to Macy's. Hey, we look over in the corner and Jason Carter getting his arm and his hand wrapped up because at the end of the last play, it seems that Carter punched a hole in the Hawaii Army National Guard sign and he cut himself from the hand all the way up his arm, taking out his frustration on the sign over there. Dave?
On that play, he just felt he got pushed a little bit down and just a little emotion there, punched the sign out. Obviously not thinking too much about what was happening on that play.
Okay, it's on his non-shooting hand. He's a right-hander. So, but still, any blood on the court is serious business. And it takes Carter, who is the hottest player on the court right now, out of action as we got 2:30 left to go in the second half. Inside to Zivanovic. Zivanovic hands off to Kubler, who is back in the game. Nash sitting down. Carter sitting down because of the hand injury. Guarded by Sims, their best defensive player. Zivanovic back outside the lead. Pachukas to Lee, wants to penetrate. Milos wanted to shoot. Lee will shoot, and Lee puts the round thing around there. From three-point land, Logan Lee.
Logan Lee, known more for being the assist leader on the Rainbow Warriors squad, averaging 3.6 assists, but he'll take that three-point shot.
Oh man, from 23 feet. Air ball by DeRusso. Pachukas holds up, puts it back to Lee. 47-30, Hawaii enjoying a 17-point lead as we near halftime. Blackett, started by DeRusso. Lee almost lost it. Inside to Kubler. Kubler fighting his way inside. Wants to go. Got it stripped away by DeRusso, and a foul call. That's going to be on Milos Zivanovic. His first personal.
Not a bad foul, though, from Milos there to probably prevent a breakaway basket for the Cornhuskers.
Huskers had a pretty good break going right there. As you see the three-point percentage and now the turnovers. And Nebraska leading that category. Of course, that's a category you don't want to lead in, is turnovers. Here's DeRusso. Off the front of the rim. Pachukas. Wide open is Blackett again! And Blackett hammers it home!
The Rainbow Warriors taking advantage of constantly being pressured and the Cornhuskers catching them asleep again down low. Blackett with the thunder and the foul. Let's see if he can make that three-point play.
That's the second time that Blackett has been free all alone underneath the basket. He's thrown it down for a jam. Blackett with 8 points, looking for 9. Oh. 49-30. 1:10 left to go. Nebraska, we talked about their shooting offense. They can come back in a hurry. They shoot well from behind the arc. That's Muehlheisen with the ball. The junior captain. Stolen away by Pachukas. Kicked out of bounds. And the fans applaud Vidotis Pachukas in his play here. First time he's seeing NIT action here in 2004. Glad you're with us. We're less than a minute remaining till halftime. Ball outside to Drevo. Drevo drives in on Zivanovic. Scramble on the floor. And as a tie-up and the possession arrow goes to Hawaii. You know, isn't that the case? You know, when you talk about someone's good fortune, like they turned around their free throw shooting woes, that they're only shooting now 50% from the line.
Well, you said it. That's the kiss of death, of course, for any team. It's like the Sports Illustrated cover.
Oh, I don't want to be linked with that. Zivanovic back outside the league. Jake Sotos in the game for Kubler. Pachukas to Lee on the far side. Fighting for position. Here's Lee for three. In and out of the rim. Brought down by Marcus Neal. Neal against Lee. Kicks it outside, and Jeff Blackett heads up defensive play. Tips it out of bounds. Great hustle, and the fans appreciate that.
Russ, how's this for a stat? The Rainbow Warriors with 49 points, right? Oklahoma lost to Michigan at 52 points for the game. Early in the first half here.
Nice spinning move by Corey Sims. There's a shot at the buzzer. Oh! That shot rimmed the bucket. In and out. And a fantastic first half performance by the Rainbow Warriors as they enjoy a 49-32 halftime lead, shooting 60% from the field. Remember, they shot 65% in the first half at Utah State. They come away with 60% from the field here at home.
And we talked about that 80-point-plus barrier. UH will on its way to getting that. And, of course, in the last 4 years, they are 33-0 when they score 80 or more points.
Okay, we're going to break away for just Russell Shamoka, Dave Vinton courtside with you. Time now for our Pizza Hut halftime stats. And Dave, looks like the Rainbows picked up right where they left off as far as field goal percentage, right where they left off in Logan, Utah last week.
Very hot shooting percentage for the Rainbow Warriors. We were just looking over these numbers. Hawaii shooting nearly 60% from the field. The free throw percentage, excellent, but something that we don't have up there is, well, there it is, the three-point field goal percentage, 55%. The regular field goal percentage, 60%. It was about 61% at Logan, Utah, so not much of a drop-off at all. One other good stat that we found there in the numbers, how about the assist? UH has 17 assists to Nebraska's only 5. Hawaii doing an especially good job with the pass on the secondary break. Our statistician, Georges Gilbert, pointing that one out with his eagle eyes and his knowledge of the game. But Hawaii is just firing on all cylinders, using that bench and using a lot of players that we didn't expect to get into this game, possibly knowing that Nebraska is tired in this game from that long trip that they had to get here. So Hawaii trying to run them right out of the Stan Sheriff Center.
Of course, Nebraska only had about 45 minutes to shoot around the ball this afternoon because of the delays in their flights and getting here late last night. And of course, you know, fatigue may be a factor. That's why you see a lot of their reserves in for their starters so early in the game. One thing that we didn't throw out you, the dunk department. Hawaii with 5 dunks. Nebraska, the big donut. They don't have a dunk as of yet. In fact, we're going to see a few of them right here. The alley, or the inside pass to Jeff Blackett. And Blackett, that is 2 times they found him wide open underneath the basket.
Jeff Blackett, just a warrior down low in the paint. Here it is. Let's take another look at an alley-oop. This one's to the smaller guy, Jason Carter. The 5'10" guard gets up to point. Hawaii, 17 assists there, of course, to the 5 of Nebraska that we just pointed out, that being one of them.
Okay, there's still 20 minutes of basketball left to go to decide who moves on to the 3rd round of the NIT. As of right now, Hawaii looking good with a 17-point lead. We'll be back with the second half.
So-so, but they are getting people involved in the game. In Hawaii, battle of the boards, Hawaii's big men taking care of business, and the whiteouts, the sellout here at the Stan Sheriff is in effect.
And that was our Bank of Hawaii Keys to the Game update, brought to you by our good folks and our good friends at Bank of Hawaii. Hey, you Oceanic Time Warner digital cable owners, grab your remote because we got the trivia question coming up right now. Get it ready. we're not going to vote yet. Just grab a hold of your remotes as we get ready to start the second half. Okay, here's your trivia question. What former Rainbow holds the UH postseason record of 19 rebounds in a game? Is it A, Bob Nash, B, Melton Wirtz, or C, Tony Maroney? Vote now. Don't vote now. We'll get back to you.
That's right. Put new batteries in the digital remote and get ready to vote.
Martin with the steal. And he can't control it as it goes out of bounds. Okay, get the remotes ready. That's it. You know when they tell, grab your remote, I'm always like going, grabbing the remote and stuff like that, trying to look over through the newspapers and stuff like that. Okay, settle down, miss. There you go.
It's midterm exams for all of us, I think, with the digital interaction there.
Yeah, we're just having a good time here. Here's Neal with a penetration inside. There's going to be a foul on Shimonovich. And for Heim, that's his third personal. It's going to put Marcus Neal to the line. Shimonovich, 3 personal fouls already. Less than 15 seconds gone in this start of the second half. Neal, a 70-cent shooter from the line, misses the first one.
You just wonder, Russ, if the jet lag and being tired is really affecting the Cornhuskers.
Quickly down the court to Kubler, holding the ball high over his head to Carter. Carter with his left arm wrapped all the way up to almost his shoulder. Kubler just inside the arc, off the front of the rim. Here comes Nebraska. Big Red, as the football team is known. Neal inside to Johnson. And Johnson, their leading scorer with 13 points a game, cuts Hawaii's lead to 14 points. If you're just joining us, Hawaii enjoying a 60% shooting percentage from the field in the first half. Inside pass to Martin, and he loses it. Here comes Neal. Crowd wanted traveling. They're not going to get it, but Neal gets the bucket. And the fans behind me are booing loudly. Looks like Neal did come over the top with his hand on the basketball. Inside to Sensley, and he's fouled rudely.
There's an aggressive move by Hawaii to try and get this game back under control. I'm sure Nebraska coach Barry Collier blistered the paint a little bit in the locker room to get his troops fired up. Tired or not, they've got to come out and be a little bit more intense if they want to get back in the game.
Foul is on number 20, Brian Conklin. That is his first personal foul. Puts Julian Sensley at the line. And he puts it in. He's 4 for 4 from the line tonight. Riley Wallace, 6th NIT appearance. Sensley connects on both of them. Substitution in for Nebraska. That's number 21, Corey Sims. Heading to the bench is Andrew Drevo. Andrew Drevo will sit down. So for Nebraska, they've got Neal, Muehlheiser, Johnson, Sims with the ball, and Conklin. For Hawaii, Carter, Martin, Sensley, Shimonovich, and Kubler. Practically the starting 5. Here's Conklin for 3. And don't let Conklin get fired up. That's his second three-pointer of the game. Cuts the lead for Hawaii to 11. Shimonovich to Carter, guarded by Neal. To the near side and Sensley. Kubler throws it away, but Martin alertly saves it. Carter drives inside, spinning move in the lane, dumps it off, throws it to a Nebraska player. That's Muehlheiser. Quickly outside to Neal. Neal to the corner to Conklin, the three-point shooter, and he tangles the twine from the corner. And Brian Conklin, he's everything is advertised. 57% from behind the arc. He has 2 quick threes, and Nebraska is right back in it. 17:48 left to go. Hawaii on top, 51-43.
Why Kugels?
Pretty good for Riley Wallace, looking to make it into the 3rd round. And of course, we mentioned it, Michigan defeated Oklahoma at Ann Arbor 63-52. That is a final. So Michigan, the Wolverines, will host the game. Logan Lynn loses the ball, picked up by Marcus Neal. Neal scoops it over to Johnson. Turnover by the Rainbows. For the Rainbows, that's their 6th turnover of the game. Neal wants to go inside, throws it, and they say it's going to be tipped by a Hawaii player. And Nebraska holds on to the ball.
Nebraska on an 11-2 run right now in the first 2 minutes and 12 seconds. In the second half here in the early part, Nebraska 4-4 in their shooting right now.
It wasn't off of Hawaii hand, it was off of Sensley's head. Good eyes by the official. Muehlheis, the junior, the captain of this team, to Conklin, who's been hot, and he gets even hotter as he pumps his fists. Conklin with three-pointers in this half, and Hawaii is only leading by 5. They led by 14 at the break. Inside the Sensley, and the Rainbows throw it away.
Conklin, who set the Big 12 record this season by making more than 62% of the three-pointers he put up in conference games. Now, if he had enough attempts, he would lead the NCAA in three-point shooting at 57%.
How do you guard a guy like Conklin? He's 6 feet 11 inches and shoots the 3. When he jumps and gets up in the air, I mean, he's got to be like about 8'6".
The thing is, it's that Tony Kukoc factor, but he's not even from Europe, just shooting and bombing from outside.
As we said, Nebraska on a 14-2 run. And here's the shot by Conklin as he spots up on the wing. And this kid is feeling it. 3 three-pointers already in the half. And for Hawaii, their second half totals 4 turnovers, 2 points, those coming on free throws.
Nebraska screening to get Conklin the ball, but there they take it down low for 2 points in the paint. But if you give any space to Conklin right now, he's going to bury that jumper.
That was Neal with an acrobatic move inside. And Hawaii's lead is down to 3. There's a foul down low. And whatever Barry Collier said to his troops at halftime, it seemed to have worked. Read them the riot act, chewed them out, say whatever you want to. But Collier is getting his team to perform at a very high level right now. Cuban, top of the key, going inside, and there's going to be a foul in the paint. And that's going to be a foul on Corey Sims.
Russ, you wonder, though, the Cornhuskers playing with a lot of emotion right now. Can they keep that up with the jet lag and everything else we've been talking about as far as being tired? Let's see what happens over the next 16 minutes and 23 seconds.
Hey, tired or not, this team shot 50% from the field as Logan Lees goes off a player out to Martin. If you said that you were going to shoot 50% from the field and trail by 17 points and a half, people would have said you're crazy. But that's the way it's gone for Nebraska, and this is the way it's gone for the Rainbows here in the second half. That's Muehlheisen with the steal in the bucket, and Nebraska down by 14 at the half. They're only down 1. Ball kicked back out, brought down by Johnson. He wants to go, penetrate inside, doesn't go. Sims with the rebound, kicks it back out to Neal. Neal behind the back to the corner for Johnson. Johnson can't get it to go. Rebound taken down by Sensley. Quick pass to Kubler. Kubler dishes off to Morton. Morton with the dunk and the foul.
Bill Martin, who's been a little quiet in this game, coming up big on this possession for Hawaii, throws it down, gets the foul. Let's see if they can get that three-point play to get a 4-point separation in the game.
Nice little shovel pass by Kubler. That dunk ends an 18-2 Nebraska run. The bleeding is stopped on the dunk by Martin, and he can't connect on the three-point play. So Hawaii leads it by 3. 15-22 left to go here in the second half. Neal goes inside. A lot of contact. The foul will be on Jason Carter, and that's his 3rd personal. Sending to the line will be Marcus Neal. 3rd personal on Carter. We talked about Nebraska's improvement this year shooting free throws. They only shot 50% in the first half. But if there's anything that they have improved on here in the second half, it's their free throw shooting. And Neal connects them both. And there's a timeout on the court. What a run by Nebraska. 15-20 left to go. Hawaii with a scant 1-point lead. The Bicycle League wants you to know that the Haleiwa Century Bike Ride is Sunday, April 25th. Healthy fun for the whole family. Pick up an entry today at any bike store or Territorial Savings Bank. That's the Hawaii Bicycling League. Dave, we mentioned it last week. You know, a lot was said about the, the NIT versus the NCAA, but we should also mention, as we see the field goal attempts for the second half, and Nebraska is on fire. But the NIT is actually the oldest postseason tournament in the nation. It was formed long before the NCAA tournament.
This was the big dance before the NCAA became the big dance we talked about in March. We saw the shooting percentage. How about this also just for three-pointers? In the first half, Nebraska was 2 of 8. In the second half, they're 3 of 4. That's all Conklin, all 6'11" of him.
Inside to Martin, and he's fouled. Corey Sims is going, who, me? Who, me?
That comes out the Huskers number 21, Corey Sims. 4th personal, team foul.
It is him. His 4th personal for Corey Sims. He doesn't want to jog too much with the officials.
Phil Martin at the line, shooting 2.
Corey Sims will take a seat. Bill Martin will shoot free throws. And Martin, an 81% free throw shooter, misses the first of 2. Martin really just hasn't been in a groove the last couple of games.
But he is the Iron Man for the UH Rainbow Warriors, playing in his 126th game. That's a UH record, of course.
So Martin hits 1 of 2. Hawaii leads it by a deuce. 15 minutes left to go here. The winner moves on to Ann Arbor, Michigan. And the 3rd round of the NIT, facing the Wolverines, who defeated Oklahoma earlier tonight, 63-52. This is Jake Muehlhausen to Turek, who's back in the game. This is Marcus Neal. Neal! Oh! I tell you what, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes, as the ball just dead shot it right there and just rolled in.
Well, whether it's nothing but net or kind of a brick that falls in, it still counts as 3.
And Nebraska takes their first lead of the evening, 55-54. Ball goes inside, loose ball in the corner, and it's off the Nebraska play. Jake Muehlhausen, as you see right there. He's the team captain as a junior. He was also the team captain as a sophomore. So a lot of leadership looked at Jake Muehlhausen at a very young age. What, do you think he'll be the captain next year?
Pretty good chance on that, I would say.
Inbound pass to Carter. Carter for 3! Jason Carter! 5th three-pointer of the game. 17 so far. And Hawaii takes back the lead by a bucket. Jason Carter. The injured Jason Carter. Comes up with the loose ball, makes the steal. Carter's gonna run, pulls up, stop, shot, he buys! Jason Carter! Oh, 5'10", little dynamo! 7 from beyond the arc. Hey, why we have this timeout, European Auto Center is the home of quality used luxury automobiles at affordable prices. Contact European Auto Center at 593-0599 or visit our website for current available models at www.europeanautocenter.net. That's European Auto Center.
Russ, this is the first meeting, of course, between the University of Hawaii and Nebraska since the '97 Rainbow Classic semifinals. In that game that the Rainbows won, there was another Carter that did big. Anthony Carter had 21 points, so maybe there is something with that name. Jason Carter, Anthony Carter, big games against Nebraska.
Did Michael Carter ever play Nebraskan football? Here's a steal by the Rainbows. Carter comes up with it. Carter wants to run. Going inside, outside the Cougar. Oh, he gets a rejection. But look who comes up with the ball. Carter. He's everywhere. He's amazing. He's ubiquitous. Inside to Shimonovich. Sensley wanted to shoot. Carter with a no-conscious look. He shoots it up. And it's a foul. Oh, they're going to say a foul on Hawaii. Foul on number 24, Michael Kubler. As you see the numbers on Carter. And that's three-point percentages. Nebraska 46%, Carter 86% by himself. And the foul was on Kubler, and for Kubler, that's his first personal. Yeah, well, I don't. Or was that Blackett? That was Blackett setting the pick right there. I thought I saw the referee hold up 2-4, but he held up 3-4. 3-4 would be Blackett. All right. Will the Rainbows respond defensively? Yolheisen with the drive. Rejected by Kubler. And Shimonovich comes up with the ball. Oh, stolen away by Conklin. Conklin for three. And he buries it. Conklin, his fourth three-pointer after only one in the first half. This kid is electrifying.
Come on, come on, come on.
If Conklin can even see the rim, he'll put up that three-point shot.
He's in his range the moment he steps in the gym. Oh, and Nebraska's going to get an offensive foul called against Chaim Shimonovich. And the fans here, all 10,252 of them, don't like the call. But for Shimonovich, that's his fourth personal, and he'll take a seat. Looks like Conklin did have position down the low post. And so what does that do for Riley Wallace as he has Big Daddy out of the lineup? 8 turnovers thus far for the Rainbows here in the second half alone. 11 on the game. Conklin. Brought down by Carter. Carter's got to get a handle. He does. Guarded by Jerusa. Takes it back out to Kubler, and everything settles down. Kubler to the corner. Sensley wanted to shoot. Puts it back outside, and he throws it away. Yolheisen out to the corner for Conklin. Wants to shoot, does score. Conklin. He's unconscious. He's on Conklin. 5 3-pointers.
Did you say on Conklin?
I said on Conklin.
Just wanted to make sure.
Kubler driving inside with the bucket and the foul.
Kubler coming down the lane, getting a big bucket when he needs it for Hawaii. Known for his outside shooting, but he does have a good touch when he goes into the paint when he has to. I'm still recovering from your Conklin joke.
And the good news for Hawaii fans is that Brian Conklin, who's been on Conklin this second half, he sits down and takes a rest. He needs it. 5 3-pointers. He's 6 of 9 from Greenland. Timeout on the court. 11:39 left to go. 11:34 left to go. Hawaii up by a deuce. A guy who had only 1 3-point attempt and made it in the first half. He is now 6 of 9 for 20 points. And for Hawaii, they have to find a way to stop that outside shooting.
And that's killing Hawaii right now. Nebraska 10 of 14 in their shooting in the second half for 88%. UH is just hitting 4 of 7 for 57%, which is not necessarily bad. It's just Nebraska is just hitting so many shots.
Hawaii at one point with a 17-point lead. It's down to 2. Inside. The Drebo can't get his little hook to go. And Sensley with a rebound. 10 left to go here in the second half. Hubler inside the Sensley with a little hook shot, and he gets it to go. And Hawaii is up by 4 for Sensley. This is 11th point of the game. And the fans are shouting defense. Pass goes inside, broken up by Hawaii. And guess who's at the bottom? It's Jason Carter. Injured arm and all.
Jason Carter, one of the seniors on the Rainbows team. He does not want his season to end here. He wants to take a trip to the mainland. Diving for the loose ball. Doesn't get it on the first try, but he goes in for the tie-up right there.
Carter doing it offensively and defensively for Hawaii. Just joining us, they wrapped up his arm because he punched a hole in one of the baseline signage on a play, and that required some medical attention there in the first half. It seems it hasn't affected his shooting stroke. Here's Sensley for 3. Air ball, but saved by Martin. Hubler comes up with it. Cross-court pass to Sensley. And Carter will slow it down. Blackett now, back to Carter. Wants to penetrate. And they're going to call a foul while Carter was up in the air. And that foul is on number 3, Charles Richardson. And for Richardson, that is his second personal foul. Carter was up in the air. I don't know if he was shooting in the process. He was up in the air, and they're going to say it's 2 shots. That really hurts.
Jason Carter, what a story about this kid. In high school, he had to drop out of high school to take care of his dad, who had muscular dystrophy at the time. He went on to get his GAD, then he got into junior college, and now, of course, he's here at Hawaii, keeping the Rainbows in the game.
Hawaii's biggest lead was at 18. Nebraska's biggest lead, 1. We've been tied at 11, and we had 4 lead changes. That's how this game has gone. Pretty much UH has owned the first half. Nebraska, half of the second half. Carter over the back and ticketed for his 4th personal foul. Oh, that's huge.
JC going out over the back is what the referee saw. Now as Carter goes out, your favorite Nebraska Cornhusker just came back into the game, Russ. Conklin.
I don't like that guy. I don't like that guy, Conklin. Pass goes up top to Turek. There's Conklin for 3. Air ball. He does miss. Here's Hubler. Quick pass to Sensley. Sensley misses the reverse. And Muehlheisen comes down with it. Play is getting real intense now. One team is going to move on in the NIT. The other one is going to be practicing their golf swing. Caruso to Conklin. Hit a good on him. Sensley guarded him. Pass goes inside to Turek. They're going to call a foul down. No bucket. And the foul will be on Phil Martin.
Let's take another look at the play in question. The ball going in. Ooh, I guess they called him for coming around on the hip there.
It looked like Turek just pushed off a little on Martin, but Martin with the violation. There's Conklin for 3. Another air ball. That's 2 in a row. Blackett with the baseline jumper. Got it. And he's fouled in the act.
Jeff Blackett, Mr. Energy, coming into a second straight game to give the Bows some life. The jump shot and getting the foul. Calling for the ball, putting it up. And then a late lunge by the Cornhusker defender, giving him a chance to make a 3-point play and hopefully extend Hawaii's lead to 69-61.
Foul call on number 1, Jason DeRusso. And for Blackett, he is 5 for 5 from the field. Trying to convert on the 3-point play with his 11th point. Oh. Hit the front of the rim. And so Hawaii, 7 points out in front of the visitors from Nebraska. That's Nate Johnson that can't get a handle on the ball. turnover for Nebraska, and that is their 11th turnover. They average about 13 a game. And so 9 minutes left to go. Lee, Sensley, Blackett, Kubler, and Martin. That's the Hawaii players on the court. Outside to Blackett. Blackett with a 13-foot jumper, and he got it! Blackett 6 for 6 from the field. His 12th point of the game. And Hawaii has opened up a 9-point lead here in the second half. Hawaii on a 10-0 run. Muehlheisen. Conklin with the follow-through jam as he breaks the 10-0 run. An unfamiliar shot by Conklin as he's the three-point specialist for the Cornhuskers as he goes inside for the slam on the miss by Muehlheisen.
And that was the first dunk of the game for the Cornhuskers.
And Blackett, look at that! Continues his hot shooting. He's 7 for 7 from the field. We're seeing unconscious shooting at both ends. Muehlheisen with the drive, spin move to the lane, off the glass and in, and the foul. Oh, looked like the Rainbows had him contained in the lane, but Muehlheisen, the second-year captain, the junior with the spinning move, off the glass and in. Muehlheisen, 6 points so far in the game.
And that just took the air out of the sold-out whiteout crowd here at the Stan Sheriff Center. They were ready to explode for the Rainbows, but they'll have to do it after this break.
Hey, we have more explosions to come from Blackett and the rest of the cast from Hawaii as they lead it by 7. We'll be right back. Don't you go away. Defense here for Nebraska. They're one of the big defensive teams of the Big 12.
The top defensive team in the Big 12 as far as allowing points allowed. 61.6 during the regular season. Hawaii already has 72. And of course, Hawaii's shooting percentage well over that 39% mark. This is the second straight game where Hawaii has gone up against a team that was supposedly a very good defensive team. Utah State had credentials just like Nebraska as far as that goes.
If you're looking for points from the bench, Hawaii leading that category 23-16. Thanks in large part to Jeff Blackett, who has come off the bench and has scorched this Nebraska team for 14. Here we go, 7:40 left to go in this game. Blackett with the ball, over to Lee. Lee, risky pass, and Kubler can't save it in time, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover, Hawaii, 13th on the game. Riley Wallace doesn't like that. He knows he has to keep possession of the ball, wind that clock down, use every bit of the clock to try to keep the ball away from this Cornhusker team. End of the game for Nebraska. Here's Neal with the ball. Outside, throws it back. And that's going to be a turnover. Backcourt violation. And Barry Collier doesn't like that. As the Cornhuskers now commit their 12th turnover. Hawaii in front by 6. Perimeter passing by Hawaii. Inside of Sensley. Sensley finds Conklin. Inside the Blackett, and he's fouled. Blackett with a slashing move inside. And he will go to the line.
How about the pass, though? You should get points for just being able to do this. Essentially the no-look flip over the head. If Blackett could just convert that, that would have been probably the play of the game right there.
Well, we've seen some big-time passing here by the Rainbows. That first half dish by Jason Carter, and then this pass by Sensley as Blackett makes the first of 2, and Blackett connects on the second one. 16 points for Blackett, and Riley Wallace wants his team to come up with a defensive stand here. Hawaii by 8, inside to Johnson, the senior, high off the glass, the ball goes in and out, but there is Conklin, 6'11" of him. What was he doing on the inside? And we have an injured Cornhusker on the court. And that is the senior, Nate Johnson. And he's holding his knee. You don't like to see that. Oh, he's on a lot of pain, Dave.
There's a lot of contact just before that miss that Conklin cleaned up. Hard to say what happened. Don't want to speculate what happened on the as far as the injury goes.
We'll take a look at the replay as we head to break. 6:47 left to go in this NIT second round. Hawaii leading it 74-68. Presumably for the rest of this game. Second half field goal percentages. Nebraska shooting 59% from the field. UH 62%. As Kubler will bring the ball across the half-court line. Leading by 6. 6:40 left to go in this game. Sensley over the lead. Wants to look inside. Gives to Kubler. Blocking foul. It's going to be on number 12, Jake Muehlheisen. And for Muehlheisen, that will be his first personal.
Muehlheisen not quite having the position established, and he gets probably a little flop, try to pick it up, but ref said, no, you weren't there in time. Michael Kubler is going to go to the line.
10th team foul for Nebraska, sending Michael Kubler to the line. Kubler on the year, a 76% free throw shooter. And he misses. Kubler with only 10 points thus far, averaging 18 points a game, of course. That game against Utah State last Wednesday, 28 points, as Kubler misses both of them. That's huge. Here comes Nebraska. Sims playing with 4 fouls with the basketball. Here's Conklin. You want to get up on him. Sensley guarded him. All 6'11" of them. Turek backing up Martin to Sims. Drives inside, pushes off, a blocking foul. They're conferring, and they'll call the foul on Hawaii.
And they're giving him the bucket.
Foul on number 24, that's Michael Kubler. I think they were conferring together to see if it's indeed a charging foul or to give him the bucket or not. So it went bad in both ways for the Rainbows. Charged the foul to Kubler and gave the bucket to Sims. And Sims can't convert on the three-point play. We're moving now under 6 minutes left to go in this game. Hawaii with a 4-point lead. This game is far from over. Hawaii led by as much as 18. Kubler into the corner for Sensley. Fakes the shoot inside the bracket. The little turnaround jump hook doesn't go. Over the back will be Martin. And for Martin, that will be his second personal foul. And now every foul will be, that's not in the act of shooting, will be a 1-and-1 situation as Martin comes right over the back of Conklin.
And he knew he didn't have position on that ball, but just a bit of frustration perhaps as Martin tries to find a way to get into the game for the Rainbows.
Conklin can't hit. He's 9 of 15 from the field. He's 0 for 1 from the charity stripe.
Too close from the free throw line for Conklin.
I was just going to say, Neal tried to pick Lee's pocket, but ticketed for the foul. As he sees right here, Lee bringing the ball down, reaches under. Logan Lee, only 3 points in his first trip to the line. First personal for Marcus Neal. And now Hawaii has missed 4 consecutive free throws.
Good thing they're in the double bonus here.
Lee with a second attempt. 1 for 5 in free throws. Actually, Nebraska's a pretty good free throw shooting team down late. Tip is in by Turek. And Turek not being blocked out. And he tips it up and in. And 7 points for Turek.
Come on, Red! Come on,
And it's a 3-point Hawaii advantage. Kubler driving on Muehlheisen, puts it up, and he gets the roll. points, a quiet night by his standards. But we'll take him at this point. Sims driving inside with a little finger roll, and it rattles, takes the tour, and it goes in. 8 points for Sims off the bench, playing with 4 fouls.
No jet lag from the Cornhuskers. Perhaps the injury to Nate Johnson has given them a little emotion to carry them down the stretch.
Sensley now to Lee, over the Kubler, inside. Pass stolen, taken away by Conklin. Those long arms are everywhere. Here's Leo, drops it off to Sims, who drops it back off to Neal. What you want to do is get on Conklin. He's the guy that will hurt you. Alley-oop to Turek, broken away up by Martin, and they're going to say Hawaii ball.
Phil Martin, a man who's played in 4 straight postseasons for the Rainbows, along with Haim Simonovic. Some senior leadership and great defense on that play.
Last time down the court, Kubler threw it away. Let's see what the Bows do this time. They got a bunch of guys cutting, slashing. Kubler coming across for 3. Pulls up, gives it to Martin. Martin to Lee. Guarded by Neal. Inside to Martin. Martin with a little spin move in the lane, and he doesn't get the little jump hook to go. And here comes Nebraska. Nebraska. Sims lost the ball momentarily. He's stuck on the baseline. There's Turek, guarded by Martin. Neal gets it in the popcorn machine, but he doesn't go and block it with a sweeping rebound. Lee pulls it back. And here's Kubler calling the play. Up top to Sensley. 3:23 left to go in this game. A 3-point advantage for Hawaii. Oh, baby, this is going to go down to the wire. Lee to Blackett. Sensley. Lee in the corner. 10 on the must-shoot clock. Back up top to Sensley. Sensley from about 60 feet. And he puts the brown thing in the round zone. Julian Sensley. 13 points. Hawaii with a 5-point lead. And the crowd goes wild.
And just as important as those points from Sensley, he has been shadowing Conklin everywhere, making sure that Conklin doesn't smell that 3-point line.
Conklin hasn't seen anything in the last couple of minutes. For the defense by Sensley. 2:42 left to go. Who will move on? Who will go home? 79-74. Don't you dare touch that dial. We're coming back live from the Stan Sheriff Center.
If your employer offers Hawaii Dental Service as an employee benefit, you'll have plenty to smile about. That's because HDS provides its subscribers with a selection of more dentists than any other dental plan and a caring commitment to service. Hawaii Dental Service.
Because Hawaii loves to smile. Everybody's different. That's why at American Savings Bank, our branches and hours let you bank where and when it suits you. We call it People Hours. It's how we serve your needs as you change and grow. American Savings Bank.
We're back live at the Stan Sheriff Center. And they started a little ahead of us. But it was a ball out of bounds and possession retained by Nebraska. Nebraska retains possession. A couple of ticks off the clock as Barry Conklin circles the wagons. Had to bring the wagons up over the Rockies, down into Honolulu. Hold on, the official is talking to me. Hold on 1 second. Okay, the official wants to see our monitor here on the last inbounds play because he believes that some time actually rolled off the clock. Okay. As Riley Wallace talks with his troops, the officials are right here in front of us, and they'll be... I'm going to tell the official right now that we don't have it. We don't have it because we were not back from commercial yet. We were not back on the air yet. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. It's live television, folks. The officials wanted to see the replay of the shot clock because they felt the time didn't run off the shot clock while we were away in commercial. So we just were telling the officials that we don't have the replay because we were not live on the air yet. So now the officials will now go to each bench and explain the situation and decide amongst themselves on what they want to do with the shot clock. As it stands right now, 2:31 left to go in the game clock, 4 seconds left to go on the must-shoot clock, Dave.
In fact, you're talking about explaining the situation right over there. That's what he's telling the Nebraska coaching staff about, that they're probably going to keep it at 4 seconds on the shot clock right now, and that they'll just have to go with that as far as the best of their ability. That's what had happened on that play.
Well, usually the officials look over here to the broadcast desk, and they, you know, they get the signal when we come back from commercial. I don't know what, do the officials have an early flight out of Honolulu? We're jumping the gun here. Okay. I think we got it all straightened out here with the officials. They're going to put any time back on the shot clock. No, it still stands at 4.
And as you mentioned, Stan, the sold-out, white-out crowd at the Stan Sheriff Center is up on their feet, imploring the Rainbows to make a defensive stand here and help put away the game.
4 seconds left to go on the clock, shot clock. Muehlheisen, inbounds pass to Turek. Turek with a high shot. It doesn't go. Turek gets his own rebound, and the shot clock goes off, and he gets it to go as the buzzer sounds. Great execution by the Cornhuskers as Hawaii can't defend the 4 seconds left to go on that must-shoot clock. Hawaii now with a slight 3-point advantage. Anything can happen. In goes the pass, and it's taken away by Conklin. Logan Lee with a turnover, 15th of the game. And Nebraska does Hawaii the favor by turning the ball right back over. Nebraska fans can't believe it. Barry Collier can't believe it. These are the type of mistakes that sends your team home from postseason play. 1:50 left to go. Hawaii with the ball. Possession arrow. Over to Nebraska's favor. Lee. Kubler driving inside. Back outside to Sensley. Wanted to shoot the 3. Pulls back down. Here's Lee. Cuts inside to Martin. Martin with a little reverse lay, and it goes. Phil Martin. Big shot. 5 points on the night for Martin. And we ask the question, where's Jason Carter? Carter, who has been on fire with 21 points. He's sitting on the bench, and Logan Lee is directing the offense. Here's Turek backing up Martin. He can't. He shoots it high over the glass and over the outstretched arms of Sensley. And it's 81-78. We're approaching 1 minute left to go in this basketball game. Who wants it more? The folks that traveled from Lincoln, Nebraska, who have 2 NIT victories. Here's Morton. Morton, his 17th, his 7th point of the game, a little 14-foot jumper. Ball stripped away by Kubler. Nebraska retains it. Ball up in the air, taken away by Hawaii. Good time for a timeout, and Neal commits the foul.
Listen to the crowd go nuts, Russ.
The crowd is going wild. Big mistake by Nebraska. Here's the last shot by Martin as he just pulls up and just hits.
Martin, the 11th UH player with over 1,000+ points. He's also the only UH player to score over 1,000 points, have 500 rebounds and 100 steals. Riley likes that.
And did you see Riley Wallace? He's excited. Oh, and Kubler. Kubler 1 for 4 from the line. Very uncharacteristic of Michael Kubler, who is a 76% shooter from the stripe. As Riley is going over the options now on a make and a miss for Kubler. at our Easy Access Storage Systems fan cam, and you're going to see some of the 10,000 strong faithful here at the Stanley, as this place is certainly rocking here on the UH Manoa campus. Oh, the rainbow dancers are into it. The fans are into it, young and old. They've come all across from Oahu.
Coconut Huskers.
I like that.
A little bit better than the Conklin joke.
Okay, we're not rating my jokes now, Dave.
I'm still recovering. Michael Kubler is also recovering. Missed 3 free throws in a row.
I'd really like to know what's up with Carter. Carter sitting on the bench there at the end, being talked to by Melanie Toth. And Kubler misses another free throw. Here come the Huskers. 29 seconds left. Don't let Conklin get it. Here comes Neal. Neal in the act. And it'll be a 3-point foul shots. 3 of them as Logan Lee fouls Neal in the act of shooting from beyond the arc. Neal with a little pump fake. Got Lee to go up and lead into his body. And for Neal, he's been pretty good at the line. 3 of 4, 10 total points. And for the Huskers, they miss it. Actually, the Huskers have been a pretty good free throw shooting team in the last 2 minutes of ball games, shooting 92%. And the game was within 10 points. 12 for 12 in the big win against Niagara from the line. Neal makes the second. In the last 57 seconds, Nebraska 12 of 12 from the line in the victory in the first round against Niagara last week. Neal with his 3rd free throw. It's up, and it's in. Substitution into the game. Number 3 comes in. That's Charles Richardson. Taking a seat will be Marcus Neal, the guy who made 2 of 3 free throws. 23 seconds left to go in this ball game. Sensley with the outlet pass to Kubler. Guys all over him like a cheap suit, and Kubler wisely calls timeout. He had 2 defenders in the backcourt, and he wisely called a 30-second timeout. So let's set the stage for you. 18 seconds left to go. We'll set it when we come back. 83-80. Don't you dare go.
Gussie Lamores presents Jody Watley live. Catch the Queen of Cool, Jody Watley, Grammy Award-winning artist and former lead singer of Shalimar. Jody Watley, live at Gussie Lamores, April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Showtime at 8:30 p.m. with a special opening act. Get your advance tickets now on sale while supplies last. Jody Watley, the Queen of Cool, live at Gussie Lamores.
I'm sitting there on the couch, I got my game on.
Those concerned about the high cost of health care, I have some advice. Join University Health Alliance. UHA works cooperatively with employers to tailor cost-effective plans, with physicians and hospitals to provide safe and effective health care services, and with you to help you stay healthy. UHA, people working together for a better approach to health insurance.
Okay, we're back. 18 seconds left. Hawaii with the basketball and a 3-point lead. Sensley inside the Kubler, and he's immediately fouled. Kubler will go to the line, and not having a particularly good night from the charity stripe. He's just 1 of 5. And for Hawaii as a team, they're 8 of 17 in the second half alone. Kubler, as you see Riley Wallace there, Kubler has missed 4 in a row.
Very uncharacteristic from the Blacks' second leading scorer. Another one falls out.
5 in a row, and you can just feel the anguish of Riley Wallace on the sidelines as is his leading scorer, his pure shooter, is missing from the line. And he misses another one. Here come the Huskers. 14, 13, Neal for three. In and out. They get possession again, and Conklin for three. In and out. Blackett with the rebound. And a foul is called. Oh, Nebraska with two opportunities to tie this ball game. Neal misses it. Conklin, who has been on fire from three-point land, misses. And a sigh of relief from Riley Wallace and this sold-out crowd. There's Neal's miss.
And then Conklin has a wide open look right there. Puts it up. Ball goes in and out. That's why you play at home.
Hawaii's just 1 of 7. 1 of 8 in their last trips to the line. To 80. This is crucial. Blackett hits. 3.9 left to go. Here he goes. Neal, they'll let him shoot the three, and he's got it, but Hawaii wins. Hawaii wins. 84 to 83. Blackett, your leading scorer with Seth Carter was your leading scorer with 21. Blackett with 17. Your final 84-83. Hawaii moving on to the third round of the National Invitation Tournament. They take on the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor, Michigan on Wednesday. Dave, what a game.
Give credit to the sold-out crowd wearing their white to support the Rainbows. And Julian Sensley down late in the game, just shadowing Conklin everywhere late in the second half, making sure he wouldn't get a good look at the three-point shot.
There you see some of the Rainbows as they're joined in jubilation. And there's Jason Carter, the wounded warrior, who cut his hand on an advertising stand in the first half, got it all taped up, and he led the Rainbows. Here's Riley Wallace.
Great job for the best sixth man in America. We're going to go try to go to New York. Thank you all.
Riley Wallace walking off the court in triumph. 84-83, Hawaii the victors. We'll be back with post-game right after this.
What is insurance? It's being there without you knowing we're there. Being one step ahead and ready for the unexpected. You may never need us, but isn't it nice to know that when you do, we're even closer than you think? Island Insurance, always here to help.
How old do you have to be to run away from home? 8? 68? Somewhere in between? What would you take with you? And where would you go if you could go anywhere? We have a lot of places to explore out there. The kind of places that require a map and a friend. There are over 4 million miles of roads in Alamo country, and with Kamahaina values like this, they're easy to explore. Alamo, the official rental car of the American vacation.
Welcome back to the Stan Sheriff Center, where Hawaii just defeated Nebraska 84-83, moving to the third round of the National Invitation Tournament. Well, they'll be taking on the Michigan Wolverines in Ann Arbor, Michigan on Wednesday. And joining us here courtside, head coach Riley Wallace. Oh boy, a sigh of relief there as you saw Blackett hit that key free throw down the stretch, because before Blackett hit that, the Rainbows were missed 7 of 8 at the line. Uncharacteristic of your team, Riley.
We had the right guys shooting it too.
Yeah,
Kubler's one of the best shooters, Martin's one of the best shooters, and Blackett is the best shooter. So, you know, I guess they were tight, and maybe tired legs. You know, that's usually what happens with the free throws, but he made the one that counted, so it's a W. But the game ended up being exactly like I thought it would be. A barn burner going back and forth, two teams going back at each other and really getting after it. Who would have thought we could have gotten out to a 19-point lead, and thank goodness we did, because we needed every bit of it. The way they came out fired up. So we didn't give them those threes in the first half like that. In the second half, they really set their picks, and we didn't get out there on them. And so they knocked down 6 out of 12 for Conklin, and, you know, he gets 24 points. That's half his points right there. Well, more than half, 18 of his 24. So, you know, you got to guard them on the floor, and those big guys stretch you out that way. But the bench did a good job tonight. Blackett especially, and J.C. Carter was outstanding, you know, and I didn't bring him in there at the end because he had 4 fouls and he was cold, and I just said, hey, and he's just a so-so free throw shooter at the best too. So, but you know, he was ready to go if I needed him. And Heim, the same thing with 4 fouls. We needed the quickness on the floor.
But Carter was Mr. Everything.
Oh, wonderful tonight.
Yeah, 7 of 8 from the field, 6 of 7 from three-point land, 21 points, and he was the wounded warrior, getting hurt. What happened down there underneath the?
Well, he showed emotion and he whacked that sign, and it cut his arm, but he's okay. It's just a little cut.
Coach, of course, you got the white shirt on. We had the white out tonight. How important was it, this crowd, to energize the team down the stretch?
Well, I've said all year, you know, these guys have been begging for these fans to come out and support them, that they would really give them a game. And if this place were half full tonight, we'd have lost this ball game. So our 6th man was here in numbers, and they really did a job for us, and it was a great win for us. And, you know, now we advance. We got to go to Michigan. They won by, I think, 11. You know, and so we got that's the best flight. We get out of here tonight at 11:40 on Delta Airlines and fly straight to Salt Lake nonstop, and then go right into Detroit. So get there mid-afternoon. We can rest up a few hours, get the practice in, and then be ready to play them on Wednesday.
Coach, let's take a look at the NIT bracket right now. You mentioned Michigan State. Michigan, their win over Oklahoma, and this is bracket 1 here of the NIT. And I don't see the Hawaii bracket just yet. If we can move on to the Hawaii brackets.
I think it's on the other side.
That's on the other side. Let's move to the second bracket, because this is the one that has Boise State facing Marquette.
In case you guys aren't
there it is, right
literate,
there.
Move your cursor to the left.
Yeah, there it is right there. Hawaii defeating Nebraska and Michigan defeating Oklahoma. So now Hawaii fans treated to big-time basketball tonight. Big-time basketball coming up in Ann Arbor. Michigan Wolverines, a tough team.
You can see how this team here tonight played Oklahoma State tough, because if you don't get out and guard them, they shoot the basketball really well, and they spread you and make you play a different game and try to go one-on-one and isolate you on the post. But our guys played pretty darn good defense. I mean, giving up 83 points isn't exactly defense, but we played it when we had to. And especially in that first half, I thought we did, and we got a little tired during the second half. I didn't sub as much as I probably should have or wanted to, because I played it closer to the vest, because the guys in there were working for me, and we had some foul trouble as well. So a good overall game, and against a very good basketball team out of one of the top 3 conferences in the nation. Now we got to go to the Big Ten. You know, in Ann Arbor, it's kind of a nice thing to go to Michigan and play for these guys. You know, the tradition that Michigan has and everything, and they had a good crowd there tonight if you watched it on ESPN too. And so I'm sure they'll have a good crowd for Hawaii. They probably have all their leis and their hula skirts and making all kinds of jokes about it. But if there's a good crowd there, our guys will be ready to play.
Okay, Coach, it's been a pleasure and an honor for Oceanic Time Warner to be a part of your postseason, your 6th postseason appearance. And we were on the road with you in Utah State. A great win there on the road, and, of course, a great win, a slim 1-point victory over a good Nebraska team. And it's been a pleasure to
thank you. Do you know whether the game is on ESPN or not with Michigan?
I believe ESPN2 on Wednesday.
It's on the schedule right now.
It is? Okay.
It is on the schedule. So it'll be televised back here at home, and it's been a pleasure to televise your first 2 rounds. And congratulations, Coach. You're 1 win away from going to New York City.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay, Riley Wallace, head coach of the victorious Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, as Jeff Blackett nailed down a couple of big shots, including a big free throw. We'll be back right after this.
We have